Have you ever wondered if the answers to our deepest human questions, like how to find happiness or truly understand yourself, might be hidden, not in what you see around you, but in a world you can't even touch? Today, we're really digging deep. We're pulling out some incredible insights from ancient wisdom, drawing from this really insightful Hindi series called Upanishad Ganga, A Journey of Life and Knowledge. Think of this as your fast track to understanding, maybe, designed to spark those aha moments about self discovery and, how relevant ancient thought still is. Our mission with this deep dive is to uncover some profound insights into Indian culture, philosophy, education, and that sacred Guru Shisha tradition. Okay, let's unpack this. What our sources reveal is, well, it's a fascinating blend of historical context and these universal truths that still really hit home today.
Exactly. And what's truly captivating here, especially with the Upanishads, is how they offer such a unique way of looking at things, a unique lens for understanding the human mind, navigating life's challenges. We're talking about philosophical concepts that are just. I mean, they're as
Yes.
potent and relevant now as they were thousands of years ago.
That's a powerful way to put it. So let's start with a story that immediately kind of shifts our perspective on knowledge itself. Our sources bring us this Sanskrit professor. He receives the Ideal Teacher Award. I mean, a really big deal,
A
right?
huge honor.
But he humbly rejects it. And his reasoning is, well, it's profound. He actually says, I have not served Sanskrit. Rather, Sanskrit has served me.
Wow.
Yeah, Sanskrit has obliged me. I have not obliged it.
It's an immediate kind of inverse perspective, isn't it? It shifts the focus completely away from the individual's achievement
Right.
and onto the inherent value and, you could say, grace of the knowledge itself. He sees himself not as the giver, but as the recipient.
He received its impact.
Exactly. And then, get this, he suggests that if anyone should be honored, it's the students who are still studying this language with faith.
Hmm.
What this anecdote really highlights is just this deep, profound respect for knowledge. Placing the subject, the wisdom, way above personal recognition, it emphasizes the intrinsic nature, the serving nature of language and learning. It really sets the stage for how knowledge was traditionally viewed.
It really does make you pause, doesn't it? In a world where we often chase, quick certifications or life hacks, what does this demand for such humility, such reverence, tell us about the true value ancient traditions placed on knowledge? Are we maybe missing something fundamental today?
I think we might be. It suggests knowledge isn't something you just master like a skill,
Right.
but something you receive, something you allow to actually transform you.
That idea, that profound respect for knowledge, it really comes through again in the story of Ravi Shankar.
Ah, yes, the foreign student.
Right. He travels all the way to India, drawn to studying philosophy. He's specifically trying to, as he puts it, reach the roots of the development of Indian philosophy. But why? As a way to understand himself.
He wants self-knowledge. And when he asks the guru about the Upanishads, the guru's answer is incredibly revealing. He says they aren't just, old texts or interesting ideas. They're described as mandatory questions to understand the Indian mind.
Mandatory questions, like an exam.
Exactly like an exam. The guru says, just like some compulsory questions and some optional questions in an exam, you cannot pass without solving them.
Wow. So this isn't just casual reading.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It presented as absolutely essential for grasping this foundational way of thinking.
And the word itself, Upanishad, the literal meaning is so telling. It means sitting with thirst for knowledge near the guru's feet.
Just picture that. The dedication implied in that image alone.
And that dedication, it's really driven home when Ravi Shankar agrees to these incredibly strict conditions to study.
Oh, yeah. The conditions are something else.
He has to stay at the guru's ashram, eat only what the guru eats, have absolutely no entertainment, receive no degree, no certificate.
And crucially, no guaranteed job afterwards. Nothing.
It just makes you wonder, I mean, in our age of TikTok and instant everything, imagine committing to that level of sacrifice just for knowledge. It sounds almost radical now, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It implies this deep reverence, almost a spiritual quest that goes far beyond just intellectual curiosity. This isn't simply about learning facts. It's about transformation. It's a way of life demanding complete immersion, real personal sacrifice.
Such a stark contrast to our modern view of education, which can often feel, well, transactional.
Very transactional.
And this leads us right into the core philosophy of the Upanishads themselves. They're described as a journey of self-identity. And what's really key here is their focus. They do not talk about what we see, but about who sees. It's about the inner world, not the outer one.
And that is such a radical shift from how how a lot of Western thought and even much of modern science approaches understanding reality, isn't it?
Completely.
The Upanishads are suggesting the deepest insights aren't found by dissecting the external world, but by turning that gaze inward, by examining the seer itself. They even state quite boldly that without understanding the inner world, there is no end to human sorrow, fear, misery, and illusion.
That's a truly powerful claim. So they're not just offering wisdom, they're actually promising a way out, a pathway to liberation from suffering.
Precisely. They are presented as the answer to human truth and happiness, and the means for this continuous struggle for freedom from sorrow, fear, and bondage. Their central message, the big takeaway, is crystal clear. You should know yourself before knowing anything else.
Know yourself first.
Yes, and this raises such an important question for us today. In a world so incredibly focused on external achievements, on appearances, on what we do, how profoundly challenging is this ancient idea, this idea of turning inward first?
It forces a total reevaluation.
It really asks us to redefine what true fulfillment even looks like.
It really does. And this brings us perfectly to this fascinating clash of eras we see in the story of Narendra. He's the guru's own son.
Ah, the sun, right.
And Narendra dismisses Sanskrit. He calls it the language of the bullock cart era. Basically useless, he thinks. Offers no job prospects, totally irrelevant to the modern world.
It's that classic generational conflict, isn't it? Tradition versus modernity played out in a family.
Exactly. But his father, the guru, he urges Narendra to learn Sanskrit. Not for a job, though.
No, for something deeper.
Yes, to understand their thousands of years of heritage. And there's this really poignant reflection from the guru where he says, "What my father gave me, I tried to pass on to you as a duty. Perhaps I was wrong, but I am proud of my heritage." It just captures that universal tension, that feeling parents have about passing on values, you know?
You feel that weight. And Narendra, he's all about the modern approach. He wants to stage Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, but get this, in Indian costumes.
Right. And the guru's response is just so insightful. He challenges him. He asks, does changing costumes change the soul of the play?
A great question.
And he goes further. He talks about the impossibility of putting Kalidasa's Abhijana Kuntundalam, this foundational Sanskrit play, often called the Shakespeare of India,
A masterpiece.
putting that in Shakespeare's time because, as the guru says, changing clothes does not change the soul. It's such a deep point about essence versus just the surface, isn't it?
It really is. It seems like they're at a complete impasse there. The guru is standing firm on the integrity of the original concept, the soul of the work.
You'd think so. But then, the twist. Despite this apparent conflict, the newspapers actually praise Narendra.
Oh, what do they say?
They say he revived Kalidasa and that Shakespeare's soul has taken Kalidasa's color.
Wow. So somehow a synthesis was achieved.
Yeah.
Something unexpected happened.
Exactly. It's not what you'd predict. And what's really fascinating is what happens after that, given their clash. The guru asks Narendra this ultimate question: does truth ever get old?
Suggesting that maybe the essence can transcend the form, after all.
It seems like it. It's almost like the guru is saying, look, don't get hung up on the wrapping paper. Focus on the gift inside.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It really challenges our modern obsession with novelty, with always needing the newest thing, the latest form.
Right. It suggests the most powerful truths are timeless. They don't age, regardless of how they're presented.
And the guru's core philosophy really shines through here. He says, stories are not important, concepts are.
Concepts over stories.
Yes. The story can be anything, old or new, but it should be looked at from that perspective. It's all about the underlying principles, the deep ideas.
And he circles back to that central theme we keep seeing. Humanity looks for answers externally, out there somewhere. But the guru insists they're found in the inner world. And he describes that inner world as mysterious and exciting as our world of stars.
That's a brilliant comparison, isn't it? That inner space. It's just as vast, just as unexplored potentially as the cosmos itself.
It really reframes the journey of self-discovery.
Absolutely. And if we connect all this back to the bigger picture, it just highlights the enduring power of these fundamental concepts. The Upanishads offer these concepts, right? Whether they're studied in some ancient ashram or they spark a modern play, or maybe they're just concepts you contemplate as universal truths.
The vessel might change.
Exactly. The vessel for truth may change the story, the form, the time period, but truth itself, that doesn't get old.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening right now? I think it means that this quest for knowledge, for really understanding who you are It's a timeless journey. It always has been. It always will be. We've kind of uncovered today the profound depth of Indian philosophy, the sacredness of that guru-disciple relationship, and this universal journey of self-discovery.
hmm All lit up by this fascinating conversation between ancient wisdom and modern thought, like with Narendra and his father.
Yeah. And these ancient texts, the Upanishads, they offer more than just history. They offer practical, enduring answers to those fundamental human questions about meaning, about happiness, about, well, liberation. So maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. If the answers to our biggest questions really do lie within, how might you begin to explore that inner world in your own life? That place the guru called as mysterious and exciting as the world of stars. How do you start exploring that, even without needing a guru or a gurukul in the traditional sense?